Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you guys are new, hi, my name is Karina, also known as OMGlashes here on YouTube. Today we are talking about the best and some that are not so good highlighting products from the drugstore. I went through like my little highlighting what's it called? Drawer, and I picked out the products that I feel are some of the best drugstore highlighters. These are liquid and powder, and then I picked out some that I don't like so much. So if you guys are interested in knowing which are the best and not so good highlighting products, then keep on watching. Alright, let's jump into some liquid highlighters, shall we? I have 5 liquid highlighters that I wanted to share with you guys, and again, these are my personal favorite. These are products that I may not use regularly because I'm not a huge fan of liquid highlighters, but I still use them. The first one is the e.l.f. liquid highlighter. Unfortunately, this doesn't have a name to it. It's just literally the tube, and you can see like the name of the product on their website, but they don't have it on the packaging. I love this highlighter. When I first purchased it, I think I used it so much I cannot put it down. I haven't used it anymore because, again, I just go through phases where I really like liquid highlighters and then I'm kind of over them. But this is the e.l.f. liquid highlighter. Yeah, it is super intense. It's very creamy. I'm going to put some on the tip of my nose. Woohoo! Yeah, super intense, super creamy, and it blends really easily. I wouldn't recommend for you to use this alone because it can get a little bit greasy unless you're like super dry skin. But I always like to top off my liquid highlighters with a powder. And yeah, this is the e.l.f. one. Moving on to the second one. It is also by the brand e.l.f. This is their Power Glow highlighter. It is in the shade Gold. Oh my juice. If you guys love like a good golden highlighter, this is literally that highlighter by Fenty Beauty, which is the Rihanna brand. I think it's called Trophy Wife. It is literally this, but in a liquid formula. As you can see, it's like super metallic, super shiny, and it's really gold. So again, if you like super golden highlighters, this one is for you. This one is also really pretty. It is Moonlight by J.Cat Beauty. These are their Aura Glow liquid highlighters. I did review these on my channel back when they first came out, and oh my god, this literally looked like liquid metal. That is how intense they are. These remind me a lot of the Cover FX liquid highlighters, even though I don't own any, but I've swatched them in stores and they're just crazy pigmented. Look at that. That's blinding. This one is going to have a little bit more of a like pink champagne finish to it, but again, super pretty. The last liquid highlighter that I have here has to be my favorite out of all of them. This is the Cokie Cosmetics liquid highlighter in the shade Shine On. I have used this multiple times. I use it on my shoulders, on my collarbones, just obviously all over my skin, and I love not only the way it feels, but the way that it dries down. It almost dries down to a powder. Oh, I love these. I love every single one of these. This is the one that I use the most, and all the other ones are really good, but this one's just my favorite. You can also mix these with your foundation if you want more of a luminous finish. I usually don't do that because I am super oily, but with these, like, you can get away with just wearing them all over your body. To keep things a little bit interesting, I'm going to show you guys 2 liquid highlighters that I just do not like. I've tried them and they don't work for me. The first one is by the brand Makeup Revolution. This one is in the shade Luminous Gold, which is this one right here. It is a very pretty liquid highlight. Don't get me wrong, it's very pretty, but the only thing that I don't like about this one is that once you start patting it onto the skin, there is so much glitter. So much. I did the mistake once of mixing it with my foundation and applying it all over my skin. Girl, I looked like a disco ball. My face was full of glitter, and it was like obvious that I was wearing like little specks of glitter. I don't even know how to describe it, but I mean, it looks really pretty, right? You see and you're like, wow, that's really blinding. But again, once you start applying it onto the skin, like the glitter just pops out, and I don't like that, especially if you have texture skin. Glitter and you will not be friends. And then the other one that I just never really cared for is the L'Oreal True Match Lumi Glow boosting drops, which are these. I also bought these when they first came out, and I just don't feel like they do much for the skin, you know? The color is pretty, but it almost feels just like, I don't know, like a primer, I guess. I don't know how to describe it. I mean, it has a shine to it, but again, once you apply it onto the skin, it doesn't pop. It doesn't show that you're wearing a highlight. I am a big fan of like really intense highlighters, so maybe that's the reason why I don't like this one personally. But if you like more subtle, more toned down highlighters, you might like this one. But for me, it's just a no-go. Moving on to actual highlighters in a pan, I have to mention my current favorite, which is the J.Cat Beauty Golden Soleil Baked Bronzer in Coconut Island. This is one of those highlighters that you're like, oh, I don't even know if that's going to show up on my skin, because it is more of a matte formula. But once you apply it on the cheeks, oh my god, it looks so beautiful. And if you pack it on, you can really intensify it and make it pop. Next up, I have Milani and Maybelline. This is the Milani Sun Glow Strobe Lights highlighter. I don't even know what the name is. This is what it looks like. When they first came out, I ran to Walmart and I picked this up and I loved it. That is one swatch of that. And this one does have more of a golden undertone, but it has a little bit of like a rosy undertone. I don't know how to explain it, but it's really, really pretty. I use this one to actually highlight my nose. Like I just applied it here and the tip of my nose. And as you can see, it's pretty bright, right? But again, you can tone it down, but just using a little bit. And then of course, the Maybelline Master Chrome Metallic Highlighter in the shade Molten Gold. I believe that they came out with different shades, but this is the only one that I like. I'm not into like those green crazy highlighters. Like that's just not me. But this one is so beautiful. Oh my god. I mean, just by looking at it, you can tell that's going to be blinding. I mean, this one is super intense. I have to say that this is probably the most creamiest, the most pigmented, the most blinding this is the most blinding powder highlight from the drugstore that I've personally have tried. And it's so inexpensive, guys. If you haven't tried this, please try it. Especially if you're my skin tone and a little bit deeper. I think this is going to look so beautiful on deeper skin tones. Oh, I can't. This is another drugstore highlighting palette. So these are palettes, and this one I just did not like. I didn't care for it. I picked it up when they first came out, and honestly, I haven't touched it since. It is the L'Oreal Lumi Glow Nude Highlighter Palette. So you get 4 shades. You get a really nice golden one, a peach one, a bronzy one, and then more of a pink champagne-y one. And honestly, these just don't do anything. Like that is all powder. They should have used these for blush. Like, look at that. Do you guys even see that? Nothing. Nada. The last 2 palettes that I have to show you guys are actually like palettes like these. So the first one that I wanted to mention is a really good palette that I feel like doesn't get enough hype. This is the Lottie London Shimmer Squad. I know that Lottie London is sold at Ulta. This brand is pretty good. It has 4 different shades, so you get more of a pinky champagne, a bronze, goldeny peach, and then a white shade, which I can never use the white shades because, honey, I'm a little too dark for that. But these are so pretty. I mean, the pigmentation on these are insane. And it's so inexpensive. And again, I don't feel like people talk about them. And I'm like, why not? You guys are hella missing out. That is swatches on all 4 shades. I mean, can you see the difference between this and that L'Oreal palette? There's actual pigmentation to this palette. The very last highlighting palette that I have to show you guys is by Beauty Creations. This is their Angel Glow highlighting palette. These are beautiful. Do you guys see this? Like, this literally looks like melted glitter. I'm gonna show you guys. Y'all ain't ready. Y'all ain't ready. So that is the swatches. I mean, this one is just like intense like no other. Do you guys see that? I honestly would buy this palette all over again just for that bottom shade because it's that good. That does it for me, guys. These are my favorites and not so favorite drugstore highlighting palettes and liquid highlighters. I hope this video was a little bit informative and I hope I guide you the right path to some bomb ass liquid highlighters and highlighting palettes or just highlighters in general from the drugstore. Leave me your comments down below and let me know what your favorite drugstore highlighting palette is, or liquid highlighter. I'd love to hear your opinions. Thank you guys for joining me today. I love you, and I will see you in the next one. Mwah! Bye!